This video is heavily inspired by 2 for 2. I've noticed that people don't really seem to debate whether the rifle in Bots Muskets is a good weapon or not, but people do tend to debate why the musket or rifle is the best weapon in the game. In this video, I'll be taking a look as to what the differences between the musket and rifle are, and how these differences affect the functions of both weapons. I will also be giving my opinion on some arguments that are made to praise one weapon over the other. But with that said, let's get to it. The rifle is a primary weapon that can be used by both the colonists and the redcoats. It has the highest accuracy in the game currently and also has 0 damage falloff. If you really take a look at both the musket and the rifle, you'll notice that the rifle is just a musket with its barrel extended and its bayonet taken off. The barrel of the musket being extended appears to buff the accuracy and damage of it, therefore making it a sharpshooter, aka the predecessor to the sniper. But not everyone likes the small change of the bayonet even being removed. This is where some arguments are sparked. Some players state that the musket is a better option for them as it comes with the bayonet. The bayonet can be considered the best melee in the game as it attacks the fastest and still has the ability to block. Here's where my mini counter argument takes place. Players do have a secondary slot where melees can be stored and used, but these melees are interesting. I think the officers come in second and then the rankers, who've been here for a while. I think the officers come in second. How good these melees are really depend on how the player decides to use them. So this point goes to the musketeers. Wait a minute. This isn't what the rifle is even designed for, right? As I stated earlier, the rifle is a sharpshooter. This does affect the gameplay of it, but it also depends on how the player decides to use it. I know that the rifle is more of a backliner weapon and less of a frontliner weapon, so I tend to stay towards the back of the crowd on the bridge map. The rifle isn't very versatile on its own to be used as a frontliner weapon, so make sure you invest in a melee, if you plan on using it as a frontliner. Okay, what else is there to think about? Oh, this one might be very obvious to you if you have and use the rifle, but I'm going to mention it anyway, for the musketeers out there. Some musketeers might bring up the fact that the musket's pellets do tend to fly a bit higher than the rifles, and that they can just point the musket a bit lower when firing on the redcoats. But here's where my counter argument and the damage falloff takes play. I'm about to go on a rant about the rifle stats again, so I just brought the developer's statement in to make it a bit less repetitive. The developer describes the rifle as a weapon that shoots very far with no damage falloff. This is actually very noticeable as the rifle one-shots. Yes, the musket can one-shot too, but the musket can't guarantee a one-shot from long range, or anywhere to be honest. Thanks to the trusty barrel extension and the bayonet deletion, this is possible. The main question of the video is, well, is the Kentucky Fried Rifle good? And my answer to that question is most certainly. The rifle is practically a change in style of gameplay a B&M player could go for. Equipped with a missing bayonet and an extended barrel, the rifle can hit accurate long-ranged picks. If you like sniping and not really having to deal with hand-to-hand or bent metal to bent metal combat, the rifle is for you. Being more of a backliner in terms of gameplay style, your word sleep paralysis demon has been solved. I might not have gotten all the arguments between the rifle and the musket, so if you find more and you want me to include them in a new video about the rifle, just comment it below. I hope you found this video somewhat interesting, if not enjoyable to watch. Have a good rest of your day, Stay safe and goodbye. The main question of the